To sum it up in one word or one sentence, I'm very aware of a lot of my mental issues. I'm just not aware of how to fix them. And that's why I need a therapist. I procrastinate because I get stressed out about my assignments because I have trauma with working on homework because school was traumatizing. But I don't know how to stop procrastinating, and I don't know how to get out of my loop of fighting myself and switching between, okay, let's get work done, and no, I need to self-indulge. I've worked hard enough, I've suffered long enough, I can just stop. And then, trying to get around that by, taking a break, but then taking a break for too long, because when I put on a timer, I feel like it wasn't a break. I feel like I was just forcing myself to do whatever. And I know that I have issues with, I have a lot of stress issues. I stress about very little things. I stress about big things. I stress about things all the time. I stress about my social interactions. I hyperanalyze everything all the time, and I can't get out of my own head because I spent a lot of time alone as a child, not talking to anybody, and so all I did was think. I didn't write anything down. I didn't speak anything out. I just thought. I kind of sat like an unactivated robot for a while, doing whatever I thought was supposed to be the thing I was supposed to be doing, and nothing ever outside of that. I never explored rules. I never tested any boundaries because I thought if I kind of did, how there's the whole loose interpretation of the Constitution and strict interpretation, and strict being you can only do what is stated there, and if it's not stated, assume that you can't do it. That's kind of how I lived my life, and so I never asked for anything because I felt like that was going, it would have been told that I can do it if I was allowed to. And so I didn't talk to a lot of people, and I kind of was really shy and didn't want to, but at the same time I wanted to talk to everybody, and I got really depressed because of how many friends I didn't have and how many real friends I didn't have. And I wanted so badly to hang out with them, but I never did and never could. I had a big problem with, I love my mom so much, but she worked too much and, caused me a lot of pain because, I couldn't go out and see my friends, and I got really jealous of my brothers, which caused to divide my brothers, so I didn't talk to them because I thought they had each other. They don't understand me, no one understands me. That whole complex, and then I have my, you know, potentially undiagnosed ADHD. Don't know if I actually do, and that's self-diagnosis thing, but at the same time, when I see stuff of ADHD, I relate heavily with it, but I think that's just a general society thing. Things I won't know until I have a therapist, which is why I really want a therapist, but that's taking a very long time to do, and that's also causing me issues because both my brothers had therapists a lot of my childhood, but I didn't. I was the only one out of the three who didn't have a therapist, and sometimes I felt like I should have been right with a therapist, right with them, because I guess my brother's more outward with their problems, but I felt like just because I'm not bluntly stating, hey, I'm suffering, that it shouldn't have gone so unnoticed. Like, you know, there's the whole thing, throughout the years I've seen read a bunch of things because, when you break down a lot and you have Google, things happen. So the whole messy room thing, that psychologically, sometimes, if you get into fits of depression, people get into fits of depression, or just supposed laziness, your room is dirty because you just have no motivation to clean it up. You're not well enough to clean it. And for me, the conclusions I draw from that is because I was going through so much as a child, I was really messy, but then I got really, 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 really berated for being messy because it was unladylike, and I had that whole thing happen with me when I was really young, the whole being ladylike. It's not ladylike to be messy. To fix my hair, make sure that I looked nice, make sure that I talked right, make sure I didn't pick my nose, make sure I wasn't chewing my nails, make sure I was walking, make sure I was attending my things and like being on top of my work. Don't procrastinate. Don't, like, be a high achiever. You're really gifted, you're really talented, which also caused me other problems with the whole gifted kid complex, because the problem with saying a kid is gifted, they get a inflated sense of self and think that they're better than everyone else, which I had that happen. But now I have that thing where I, you know, stress out about everything and never feel like I'm doing enough, and so I keep doing more, but doing less because I'm too stressed out now, because I went through so much. Now I'm like in the stage of wanting to overcome for myself. I need a therapist. I know I need a therapist, and the fact that I'm not getting a therapist is like really getting to me now, because like I'm just kind of sitting here in a stasis of knowing exactly what needs to be fixed and just constantly pulling out, knowing where, why, what, and just trying to figure it out by myself, but knowing I can't, because I need a therapist, because I need someone else who is actually qualified in doing that, to do that for me, because I've shut down like a lot with myself. Like I have no check on myself, and I kind of just let myself slip into these things, and I get mad at myself for that. I get mad at myself for like all the times I like mess up, a slight slip up, and it's like ugh. But then I also heavily place blame on everyone else around me, because of like my childhood experiences. My like supposed people were supposed to be my friends, supposed to be like, my close family, betrayed me, and so, or I was left with like a really abusive friend, like a really abusive person, and so, but I didn't tell anybody about it. The only time I told people about it is when, like, we stopped being friends, which was for the better for me, but at the same time, I thought, like, I have no friends anymore, and when I left school, I was like, God, none of these people care about me, because nobody was, like, really trying to contact me, no one was really trying, but no one was really trying to get to me before then, and I have this weird perception of my childhood as like this really bad time in my life, but at the same time, I know there was good memories. Like I know there was happiness and everything, but I don't feel like it outweighs the bad at all. And like I don't feel like it was a net positive for me. I know it helped me grow as a person. Like it helped me become a better person, but like honestly, at what cost? Because like it messed me up so bad, between my family, between like my relationships at school and the lack thereof, between the relationships with my teachers, between all of the interactions I had, and just not talking at all, like at all. Because like some people, like they'll go through trauma, but there's at least one person really truly looking out for them, actually them, and like looking past the surface front they put up. And I've become a compulsive liar, because I don't like when people view me negatively or have a negative reaction to what I say in any shape of the word, whether it be I cause them slight discomfort, I make them heavily angry. I don't like that at all, and I get very defensive about it, and like, so I don't like to tell the truth, because for me the truth is bad and lying is comfortable. So I have that problem going on, but like when I lie, people don't know that I'm having problems, because I'm not telling them I'm having problems. But at the same time, you know, um, a bigger another problem I have is like, do unto others as you want to be done to yourself. Big lesson, Christian private school, big lesson. In my Christian private school, do unto others as you want done unto you. And what I took that as is, if I keep doing that, someone eventually will treat me and give me the attention that I need. If I keep heavily reaching out to people and heavily helping, like doing the best I can to help them with their problems, somebody will come along and really help me with mine and really be on me, but it just hasn't happened in the way that I want it to. And I don't know whether or not that's because I'm setting this bar way too high for what I need for like just regular everyday people, or whether I can't tell whether or not it's like people just like don't have that same level of commitment to my own health like I do to theirs. And like I can tell like I have a lot of complexes, but I'm not qualified. I don't know enough to know what or why, and I don't want to make assumptions, but at this point I don't have anything else right now. And like, how am I supposed to not assume if like that's what all I have, if I have no, if nobody's ever giving me anything concrete, telling me something out of a place of education, out of a place of knowing, then how am I supposed to actually know what I'm like, actually validate what I know, like. And it's bad because I'm intelligent, but like with no outlet. And like I've gotten more outlets over the years, but a lot of it was from me having to make it happen and not other people helping, which also another complex I have is, you know, the whole independence thing. I'm super independent, but don't want to be. I'm independent out of having to be independent, being forced to be independent, rather than wanting to be independent. And now I'm at the point in my life where I need to be independent. Like, if, like, on the grand scheme of things, this is supposed to be, I'm like late high school. I'm supposed to be beginning to become independent, make sure I do things, and make sure I can make things happen in my life with my own intentions and will. But I've been independent for so long that I I want to rely on other people so much, and I feel like why do I have to keep being the only person in charge of what making things happen for myself? Like, why can't I have a support system in place? And like, I have support, it's just lacking. Like, my mom is like so nice of a person, but she's so busy that like things happen only on her time and never on mine. And that's like a big problem. For example, the therapist thing. The first time she mentioned, like, asked me if I need a therapist was when I had a huge falling out with one of my family members, because she was like my only family member that I felt like I could talk to, and then she heavily betrayed me and we had a huge fight, and I was just in shambles. And she asked me like, if I wanted a therapist. And at the time I thought, because like, I'd just been dealing with a lot of crap that year, I was like, no, I don't need a therapist. But honestly, that was a lie, and I needed a therapist. And that was one of those times where I wish, like, somebody knew better and just said, okay, no, you do need a therapist, and made me go to one, make me do something. But like, but then after that, I had issues with my dad. I of the daddy issues committee, and legitimately, not because it's a trend, because I have actual problems with my father. And so I had a bunch of shit happen to my father. And then again, do you want a therapist? Yes. That was 3 years ago. Um, right now, apparently, we found one. Have we made an appointment with her yet? No. 3 years for 16 years of heavy, heavy complexes that are unresolved, unchecked, and just running free and destroying me by the day. And I'm like getting less and less stable with it. I have aggressively emotional thoughts about like, just yelling about like tearing everyone down, just to make other people feel just how bad I'm feeling sometimes. Like, I never want to be rude, I never want to intrude on other people's spaces, but more and more lately I've just wanted to have that big blowout. I've wanted to have that breakdown that's loud and like uncaring of other people, everyone but me. I wanted to be selfish. It's almost a fantasy of mine at this point to go up in front of like my whole family, my friends, and my like all the people who've ever hurt me in any way, shape, or form, and make them to be the biggest villains ever, black and white, this all get out, where I am the victim and everyone else is who hurt me, and where I can just yell out my problems and be big about it. But at the same time, I don't feel like everyone equally deserves that. Some people, like my dad, they deserve to get yelled at. Like my grandparents, they deserve to get yelled at. But my mom, I just need to have a conversation with her. I need to talk with her. I don't want to, because, like, the whole intruding on other people's spaces and feeling like a burden. With my brother, I just need to talk with them. Like, they're not necessarily bad people. They're just not active enough in my life that, like, they're being net positive for me. My best friend, she's amazing. Love her. But she doesn't have the ability to be that constant on my neck person. And she's, like, really good about being a really good friend. And I love her. So she's doing the best. She's a net positive. My boyfriend is still at a medium, but I can count him as net positive because he helped me grow a lot as a person. But, like, honestly, outside of them, I have acquaintances. I have a group of friends. They're net positive. Although, like, I feel like there's always a limit to what I do and do not talk to them about, because not all of them take what I, like, listen to what I have to say on an equal playing field, or just don't have the capabilities. Like, they just don't understand on a level that I need them to. And, I just don't like explaining and all that jazz, so that's a problem. I'm actively in the process of cutting off my dad because, I kind of was in denial for most of my life about him. And he's a Cheshire cat of sorts. He has a really big smile and, like, gave me a handful of happy memories. So I thought, okay, he's a good dad. He's fine. But then I got older. Then I got wiser. Then I got a little more attentive and started realizing, firstly, my situation was not normal. Secondly, he's not as good as a dad as I thought he was. And thirdly, not everyone's dads are out for 3 to 5 years of their life. And not everyone's dads, you only see them on dinner every couple months to have a superficial conversation with them. And so, yeah. And then he caused me a lot of trauma with communicating with people. He blamed me for not contacting him, and he kind of wants me, it just feels like he wants me to be over it at this point. And, like, I've talked to my mom about it, and, like, she's had these conversations with him, and I'm in such denial because I want to believe that everybody can change, but, like, he's just the one person who I feel who he has the energy, the attentiveness, the activity of a glass of lukewarm water on a steady table in a regular room that has no disturbances. I feel like my trauma and pain does not disturb him, but at the same time, it disturbs him, but not enough for him to actually do anything effective about it. And that he needs to be told how to be an effective parent. But, like, it relies on me to be active with him. And at first I thought, yeah, you suck because you blamed me, but, like, I haven't texted you. I've had your number for a little bit now. Let me tell you how I feel. Oh, the conversation drifted. Let me tell you how I feel again. 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 Oh, you're still responding with, I've had a hard life. Your mother, your grandparents, you. I have I have depression, I get depressed, and it upsets me when you don't contact me, and I have trouble contacting you because I don't feel like I should, and I don't know what the right thing to do is, and so I do stupid things. And it just, at this point, just is way, 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 way too little too late. And I hate to say it, but like when it comes down to talking with him about my problems, I feel like I really at this point don't care what his mental issues are at this point. I like don't care at all because I feel like to any degree by now you should have gotten help for it, and you can't keep blaming your mental issues on being a bad father if you're not doing anything about it. Like, I'm only sitting in this stasis because it's out of my control right now. But he's a grown man. He's in his 40s. Like, no, 50, he's over 50 now. And at this point, I feel like there is no reason for that to still be an excuse. Like, if you really wanted to fix things with us, you would do whatever's necessary to fix you so you can help me. Because you can't help me, nor can I can't help you either. And I'm not going to when all I keep getting is these lukewarm responses. It's damaging to me. It's more damaging to me to reach out to you than to not. And it's been months. And, like, I can't do it anymore. And I don't want to because now I have a problem. My grandmother died. And she was kind of my rock a little bit. Like, I went over to her house. She was like that steady ray of light in my life. Even after learning a lot of like really screwed up things that she did in her past, like it didn't stop her from being like my warm space in my family and my life. And then just losing that was like shattering to me. And now I have a really bad, oh no, I'm going to keep losing my family. They're not permanent, they're not going to stay. So I have to suck up whatever bad things they did to me so I can get to them, so we can have a relationship and I can make something before they're gone. And that's not healthy, but it's now causing me problems that I'm not contacting people who were never making an effort in the first place. And that's like a really big problem right now. So I'm afraid that like my grandparents and my dad are gonna die. And then I'm afraid that my dad's gonna kill himself. That's another huge problem. I am deathly afraid. Every day that I don't text my dad, I'm afraid that I'm going to get a phone call from one of my grandparents that he's dead, just out of the blue. And every day that I get nothing back, like if every day he doesn't text me, all I feel is that he's just somewhere dead. And I expressed that to him because of historically in my life he's been having these long absences. I was like, how am I supposed to know if you're alive if I don't see you? And so the way he remedied that was sending me a heart to heart emoji every day. Which that's not what I like. Yes, in the most technical way, that worked. But he broke me again because I wasn't responding to this because, it's an emoji. And literally the bare minimum you can do. And so he didn't do that anymore. And that got to me because I was like, you don't love me because you can't put in effort. I know what effort looks like because I do it on a daily basis. And, like, that's what broke me with him. And that's what's, like, really ultimately, like, leading me to really start cutting him off. To start weaning off of needing him in my life. And it's just such a bad situation. This video is getting long as heck. But, yeah. Few side notes of I'm black and I've grown up in White Town, so all the assumed things that can go wrong with that have gone wrong and continue to. And so that affects me. I've had a complicated relationship with my hair because my family is just weird about hair and appearances sometimes. So there's that. Um, the whole dirty room thing. There's that. Um, you know, the expectation to be perfect. There's that. So I just got a lot going on, and I just wish that I had more control over being able to help. I wish I could help myself, but I wish other people would help me too. And yeah, feeling like really crappy right now on the day, not the day before, because it's 12:30 in the 12:43 in the morning. The day of a huge AP Chem test again, because this always happens before an AP Chem test, where I'm just stressed and everything always feels like it's hitting the fan, and I'm feeling trashy as a human being right now. So, yeah. This is my mental health channel. That's why I'm talking about it here and on my main one, because I don't want like other actual people see my thing, which is a dichotomy. But anyway, and this is why I always end up my videos with "you're kind, you're smart, you're important," because if I keep speaking it and if someone really needs it, I am here. That is what I've done to cope with all of this. I've always wanted to help other people. So literally, if it's just a random thing, just tell me and I will respond, because that's what I need, but I can be that sometimes. So if you did watch this video, thank you. If you didn't watch this video, this is me venting, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, still love you guys so much. I have 4 subscribers now. I appreciate you guys following me. I will have more lighthearted because I do covers now. I kind of drifted away from the whole mental health thing, but this is kind of the mental health thing. But anyway, love y'all so much. Bye.